here. So all of my favourites, they're a bit like old favourites, they're not like current favourites. So I didn't really feel comfortable talking about my favourites because, to be honest, a lot of like the things in the books I don't really remember. So I thought I would talk about books that I want to read soon. So I have a big stack next to me and I'm super excited. This hair is annoying me, and I know it's gonna annoy me throughout the whole video, so I apologize. But anyway, go ahead and sit back, relax, and I hope that you all enjoy. I'm so excited. I haven't done a book video in so long. I need to do more book ASMR because book ASMR is like one of my favorites. Anyway, so the first book is by my favorite author, the author of my favorite book, and it's what I'm currently reading. This is Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. A lot of the books have different textures, so it's gonna be a good one. But Courtney Summers is the author of Sadie, which is my all-time favorite book, and is a book that I talked about in my favorite books video. And this is her debut book. It's fairly short, so I don't think it will take me long to read, but yeah, she ended up re-releasing it with a foreword at the beginning, and the cover is more like in the style of Sadie, so they look really nice together on my bookshelf. As always, I'll read the back of all of the books. So, the high price of perfection is one perfect Parker Fadley always believed she was willing to pay, until the devastating events at a party during junior year fractured the lives of her family and friends. Then a terrible thing has happened, and only Parker knows it's her fault. If being a perfect daughter, student, friend, and girlfriend couldn't keep her from making an unforgivable mistake, Parker hopes becoming a perfect mess will at least keep her loved ones from discovering the truth, until the arrival of a curious new student and the unexpected return of an old enemy threaten her tenuous grip on control. Parker will do anything to keep her secret from surfacing, but this time the cost might be more than she can afford. she will learn that taking the life of a magical creature comes at a high price. Imprisoned in an enchanted court in her enemy's kingdom, Feyre is free to roam but forbidden to escape. Her captor's body bears the scars of fighting, and his face is always masked. But his piercing stare draws her ear ever closer, as Feyre's feelings for Tamlin begin to burn through every warning she's been told about his kingdom. An ancient, wicked shadow grows. Feyre must find a way to break his spell or lose her heart forever. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's young adult. I don't want to spend too long on each book, just because we have a few to go through, but I also don't want to rush through them as well. I really want to focus on the book triggers because it's so underrated. I definitely need to do a no talking book triggers video where I focus chunks of time just on one thing. So book tapping, spine tapping, finger tapping with books, gripping, fast page flipping, page rubbing, individual page flipping, and then spine scratching and things like that. Oh. And then different textures of books, oh. I have a couple of romance books. So the first one, oh, this makes really nice sticky sounds. The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. So Christina Lauren isn't one person, it's actually multiple people under a pseudonym. I think that's the word. But a fake name. But I think it's meshing the two names together. But this one is definitely going to be a guilty pleasure read. I feel it's going to be really cheesy and fluffy. Now that I think about it, I think all three of the romance books that I have to talk about are all hate to love. And then in A Court of Thorns and Roses, that has a hate to love. Well, technically two, but the first one we don't talk about. But I think we know what kind of romance I like. Anyway, for two sworn enemies, anything can happen during the Hawaiian trip of a lifetime. Olive is always unlucky. Her identical twin sister, Amy, on the other hand, is probably the luckiest person in the world. While she's about to marry her dream man, Olive is forced to play nice with her enemies, with her nemesis, the best man, Ethan. Yet Olive's luck may be on the turn when the entire wedding party, except for Olive and Ethan, gets food poisoning. There's an mutual hatred aside, Olive and Ethan head for paradise. But when Olive runs into her future boss, the little white lie she tells him spirals out of control. Forced to play loving newlyweds, she and Ethan find themselves in closer proximity than they ever expected. Soon, Olive finds that maybe she doesn't mind pretending. In fact, she's beginning to feel kind of lucky. Thinking about it, I mean, did they have to go on the holiday? Couldn't they have just refunded it? But then again, if they had like booked activities and stuff like that, that's going to be a pain in the ass to refund. But it just sounds really cute and fluffy. Next, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Again, another hate to love. As I said, these are all hate to love, I'm pretty sure. I know specifically this one and the last one is. I'm pretty sure the next one is too. I can't quite remember. But I feel like in the reading slump that I'm currently in, reading really cheesy romances will not only be quick to read, but also will hook me because I love romances. And I feel like I wouldn't want to put it down, so it would get me like loving books again. Okay. Nemesis, a noun, a long-lasting rival, an arch enemy, a person's undoing. Joshua Templeman. Lucy Hutton, baker of cakes, charming assistant and professional nice girl, is waging war. She's got the whole office on her side, except for tall, dark and charmless Joshua Templeman. He's been nothing but hostile since the moment they met, and now it feels like nothing matters as much as taking him down. Trapped together under the fluorescent lights, they become entrenched in an addictive rivalry. There's the staring game, the mirror game, the HR game. Lucy can't yet let Joshua beat her at anything, especially when a huge promotion comes up for grabs. Finally, she's going to destroy the man she can't seem to get out of her office, the man taking up far too much space in her brain, the man she hates. Or does she? Perhaps the real games have only just begun. My nail is starting to come off. I'm wearing press-ons right now, and normally I use like nail glue, but I recently started using like the tabs that come with the press-ons. Originally I didn't use them because I thought that would be like more difficult to put on. It's way easier, and so they don't really stick on well with the stick-ons, so one of the nails is trying to come off. Last romance. This one is probably the romance that I'm going to read first, just because Brown is a chronically ill computer geek with a goal, a plan, and a list. After almost, but not quite, dying, she's come up with a list of directions to help her get a life. Enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. But it's not easy being bad, even when you've written out a step-by-step guidelines. What Chloe needs is a teacher, and she knows just the man for the job. Redford Red Morgan. With tattoos and a motorbike, Red is the perfect helper in her mission to rebel. But as they spend more time together, Chloe realizes there's much more to him than his tough exterior implies. Soon she's left wanting more from him than she ever expected. Maybe there's more life to her. Maybe there's more to life than her list ever imagined. Okay, but maybe this isn't a hate to laugh, but I think it's a grumpy sunshine. It sounds like a grumpy sunshine. Or good girl, bad boy. That one's definite. So that is the 3 romances. The next 2 are super popular on BookTok. So, first one, it has the perfect texture for sticky tapping. If you are on BookTok, you have seen this book. Liars by E. Lockhart. So this one and the next one are thrillers. So a beautiful and distinguished family, a private island, a brilliant damaged girl, a passionate political boy, a group of 4 friends, the liars, whose friendship turns destructive, a revolution, an accident, a secret, lies upon lies, true love, the truth. We Were Liars is a modern, sophisticated suspense that will leave you reeling. Read it, and if anyone asks how it ends, just lie. So it doesn't really give you much, but that's how I love to read thrillers. I don't like knowing much when I go in. But I've heard a lot of good things, but also a lot of mixed things about this, so Case is closed. 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bell was murdered by Salsine. The police know he did it. Everyone in town knows he did it. But after growing up in the same town that was consumed by a murder, Pippa Fitzmaurice isn't so sure. When she chooses the case as the topic of her final year project, she starts to uncover secrets that someone in town desperately wants to stay hidden. And if the real killer is still out there, how far will they go to keep Pip from the truth? This one I'm very excited to read, but also sounds very similar to another book, another YA book called Truly Devious, which that is set in a boarding school, and that book wasn't my fave. I read the first 2 books in that series, and the first book I gave like a 3-star, and then the second one I gave like a 2-star, 1.5, because I like my thrillers as standalones. I feel like anytime I read a thriller that's a series, because this is a series, I don't know if this is a duology or a trilogy, but like I feel like it just is it's milked for too long, because I like everything to like keep me on the edge of my seat. So I'm a bit nervous, but I'm also very excited. And now the last 3 books that I have to talk about are like real life drama kind of books. Like fiction books. I mean, they're all fiction, but like, you know what I mean. This one is one that I really want to read before the movie comes out, because this is being adapted into a movie with the one, the only Harry Styles. And my mum's read this, and she says that I need to read it, so I need to read it. It is in 1950s Brighton that Marion first catches sight of Tom. He teaches her to swim in the shadow of the pier, and Marion is smitten, determined her love will be enough for them both. A few years later, in Brighton Museum, Patrick meets Tom. Patrick is besotted with Tom and opens his eyes to a glamorous, sophisticated new world. Tom is their policeman, and in this age, it is safer for him to marry Marion. The 2 lovers must share him until one of them breaks and 3 lives are destroyed. I'm pretty sure that Harry plays Tom, so it'll be interesting. Next, Conversation with Friends. It's at the back. And that's another book that I really want to read. I just thought of a rule for myself, because I buy books like nobody's business, even though I'm not reading books. Like, just like the feeling of a bookstore and like picking up a book, and like, I don't know what it is, but like buying books makes me really happy. The same as buying makeup, honestly. But I don't know if it is something that I actually am following, but I want to come up with a rule for myself. Do not buy a book, like multiple books from the same author, if I have not read a book from that author before. I'll need to look and I'll update like on the screen whether like I actually followed that, but I genuinely don't, that I can think of off the top of my head. If there is multiple books from the same author, I'm pretty sure I have at least read one of them, maybe. I don't know, but it's a new rule that I'm gonna put it for myself. Just because I was thinking like, oh, I should get Conversations with Friends as I was like talking about it. Yeah, okay. I might have a Sally Thorne. Or I'm confusing it with something else. No, I don't think I don't know. Anyway. And then the last book that I have is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Maliburising. This is the book that she released last year, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was released last year. I think so. Let me investigate. Yeah, last year. And I was anticipating it, and I bought it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it. Still haven't read it. But this is another author that I love. I've read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. Daisy Jones and the Six is one of my favourite books, and honestly I was thinking about rereading it, and then I was like, I haven't even read this, and it's staying on my shelf, so no, I'm not rereading it until I read this. So, Malibu, August 1983. It's the day of Nina Rivers' annual end of summer party, and anticipation is at a fever pitch. Everyone who's anyone wants an invite to catch a glimpse of the famous Rivers siblings. Nina, the talented surfer and supermodel, brothers Jay and Hud, won a championship sufferer my next